Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the For Every Beautiful Body YouTube series. Today, I'm joined by Bobbi. Bobbi came from humble beginnings and fully believes that your past doesn't define you. It prepares you for what the future holds. Bobbi is an award-winning salon owner and entrepreneur, winning Top 40 Under 40 and Most Professional Woman of the Year award. She is Mrs. Queen of the World 2025, and her mission for this year of service is bridging the gap of poverty around the world by distributing her dignity bags and funding a playground in Uganda. Hi, Bobbi, how are you today?
I am good. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
I am so excited to be here today. So, thank you so much for that wonderful intro.
No, you're an amazing woman, and we can't wait to hear more about you and everything that you do and what you stand for. So, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on and share your wisdom and knowledge with all of our guests today. So, elaborating on that intro, is there anything else that you would like to tell everybody or kind of introduce yourself a little bit more into who you are and what you're about?
Sure. I love molding the children of tomorrow. So, I have actually went around to all different schools and reached over 6,000 young minds. And just because it is summer here, that doesn't mean that I take time off. I've been doing summer camps and really helping them boost their confidence and letting that inner glow shine through. I also am the founder of Bus and Beauty, and that is giving underserved teens a chance to learn how to do professional makeup. And the really cool thing about this is it's not just teaching makeup, but it's teaching them to feel confident from the inside out. We do kindness activities and positive affirmations. And after everyone's hair and makeup is all complete and we're looking and feeling our best, we go around and we give compliments to each other and we read them out of our jars. And it's so empowering. When they leave the class, they feel like they can conquer the world.
Mm, wow, that is amazing. So many different aspects of what you're doing in different areas of life, and I can really tell that you're really passionate about everything that you do and giving back. So it's beautiful to see. So congratulations. So we're talking a little bit about the bullying and mental health side of things today. So, first of all, can you give us a short overview or long overview of your personal experience with bullying and how it kind of affected your self-worth?
When I was growing up, I was bullied because I was too skinny. And there's so many people that dismiss that. Even when I talk about it today, my best friend, she's like, "Oh, stop it, Bobbi. You're just being over the top. It's not the same as someone making fun of you as, being too big or being too large." But it really affected me. And not only did the kids at school, but my teachers as well. So my whole childhood growing up, I had teachers coming to ask me, like, "Hey, like, are you okay?" They'll watch me at lunch. They'd follow me to the bathroom. And it was to the point where I didn't want to go to school. And so much so, my senior year in my yearbook, a student wrote, "You were so fun to have in class when you were there," because I didn't want to go. And I think the biggest takeaway from this is I was too afraid to tell my parents and tell my family and my support system. And I went at it alone. And I feel like everyone that is being bullied, that is what happens. You're silent because you're embarrassed. And people will be like, "Oh, you need to eat a cheeseburger. You're so tiny, you're skin and bones." And I was. So I'm at my heaviest weight right now. I'm 115 pounds. And like I'm so excited because I was always like 80 pounds. And I mean, I understand that's not normal, but when you're going to school and having that safe environment, wanting to grow and learn, you can't because teachers are hunting you down, saying, "What's wrong? How can I help you? You can tell me if you need to tell me anything." And the kids then would mirror that. So I felt like I couldn't get away from it. I even went and talked to my guidance counselor, which is supposed to be like a safe space. And then she, in turn, was coming after me and asking me, like, doing a food log and things like that. And it was just so sad. So now being proactive, I have two beautiful children that they are my biggest accomplishments in the whole entire world is now I see them being bullied and that hurts so much. Like I thought that I went through it and I had hard times, but being a mother, you want to protect your children. So I feel like it doesn't matter how old you are, bullying is still there, whether it's online, in person. And I feel like we need to talk about it because it's normal. Everyone goes through some sort of bullying, but when you're going through it, you think you're alone. So I'm just so excited to have this conversation with you because to my younger self, this is something that I would want to do that I would be too scared to talk about. And I feel like that happens with so many of us.
Mm.
And even my children, like my son, unfortunately, 2 years ago, he came home with a black eye. And I'm like, what happened? And he didn't want to talk about it. It took him 2 days to tell me what happened. I went to the school, they had no idea. And I'm like, at the time, my son was in fifth grade.
Mm.
How does a teacher not know if a kid has a black eye? Like that's huge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, because he goes to a private school, like I'm paying money to send my child here to have love and care. And he comes home with a black eye and so sad that doesn't want to talk about it. So unfortunately, like we moved schools. He's in such a better place now. But I was like, I'm not letting history repeat itself. I am going to be proactive and I'm going to be his biggest advocate because I feel like that's what we need to do.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. What a powerful story. And, having your own experience, but now experiencing it on the other end as a mother, you can really see that every age, as you said, it doesn't matter what age you are, everyone is going to still go through it in some way, shape, or form. So, and I think that's something that we don't talk about enough is that there's lots of prevalence in bullying in school. I got bullied in school. Lots of teens get bullied in school. Your son's getting bullied in school. But I don't think we talk about enough that it still appears after you leave school in so many different ways, as you said, online, in our different workplaces. And so I think that's really important to shed a light on as well. So I love that you brought that up and mentioned that. So you talked about obviously not having that support system from your teachers or even your guidance counselor when they are the people that you're supposed to go
Yes.
to in confidence, right? And also not being able to or feel comfortable enough to talk to your family. Was there something or someone or a resource that while you were going through those tough times that you had to kind of lean on?
Yes. And I love poetry. So that would escape. Every night I would read Maya Angelou and I would just over and over again. And when I'd be at school, I'd be reciting her poems in my head. So if I could meet anyone in the whole entire world, it would be her and just letting her know, like, thank you for getting me through such a struggle because her words really uplifted me and helped me through the tough times.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I love that you mentioned that is like a form of something that you love and something that you're passionate about. Not everything, you don't have to go to a particular person, although there's lots of resources out there now and lots of people that you are able to go to. Finding something that you're passionate about and having that as your kind of light at the end of the tunnel sometimes is so small, but can be such a significant thing. So I really love that as well. And mentioning in your bullying journey, obviously going through that throughout school, was there a particular point that you know now that why do you think bullying is so prevalent today, especially in the media space?
Now I feel like cyberbullying is so huge, and I feel like they hide behind the computer screen and they think that they can say whatever they want. And I know, like, even for my son, they are not very nice to each other via text, online, because they're not face to face. So I feel like that for the teens and the preteens, I feel like for us,
Mm.
I feel like they're uncomfortable with themselves. So they want to put someone else down to make them feel better. And at the time, I didn't realize it. I know I was on the way home from school and someone spit gum in my hair. And they're like, oh, here, you can eat this because you're so skinny. And it was so, I was, I will never forget that moment because I just felt so low.
Mm.
Um, Came home and my mom's like, saw, because I cut it out before she saw, she's like, why did you cut your hair? I was like, oh, I don't know. But that was the reason why.
Mm.
And I just feel like we need to normalize that this is happening. And I don't know what's going on in these bullies' lives to make them act out. But I feel like if we understand what's happening, then we can help them as well because they're lost, they're going through it, and they're lashing out. And I wish I knew that back then. I just thought that I was being targeted. But I feel like a lot of people were insecure in their own skin.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's a particular thing that we keep coming back to in everybody that comes on these interviews is that it's a big reflection of the person they are and not a reflection of who you are. And that's probably exactly like you said, they're probably insecure. You have no idea what's going on in their life to make them want to bring you down to their level, essentially. So I think that's a really good piece of advice to give to somebody that's potentially listening, going through this, or healing from it, that it's not a reflection of you, it is a reflection of them. So thank you for bringing that up as well. Now, just on that little note, is there any other particular piece of advice that you would give to somebody going through their own bullying, mental health, body image journey? Is there something that you heard that really resonated with you? Is there, give us a little bit of touch on that.
When I was going through this, it took me a long time to be comfortable in my own skin.
Mm.
I am 40 years old and I got into pageantry very late in life because I felt like I wasn't worth it. I felt like I wasn't worthy. So I don't want what happened to me to happen to everyone else because it's not fair. I feel like I missed out on so many years just from not being comfortable. And now, like my husband, and I feel like a good support system is huge because my husband is like, Bobbi, it is not too late. Like, you can do it. I believe in you. And he was my biggest cheerleader. And 2 years ago, I would have never thought that I would have a crown, I'd have a sash, I'd be advocating for different organizations and how I feel. And it has just been amazing. I don't want anyone to feel like they are being held back because you are unique and you are beautiful just the way you are. And if I would tell my younger self, I would say, I hear you, I see you, and you are worth it. And just keep going. And that is what I want to tell everyone else. It is never too late to start something new.
Mm.
When you're not growing, you're standing still and you can't reach your full potential.
Mm.
So I just had the most amazing 2 years of my life. When I started pageantry, not only the sisterhood is amazing, but you feel more confident in
Mm.
your own skin and you kind of realize who you are and what you're meant to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like I missed out on it. So I don't want other people that went through what I went through to miss out on life because it's not worth it.
Yeah. No, oh, that touched my heart. I love that. It's so many beautiful messages and words kind of stringed into one big message of, it's never too late and to just do it. And, it can never be too late to try something new, and it can never be too late to realize your own self-worth as well. So I really love that. Thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge and wisdom and, going through it yourself. I feel like really resonates with other people when you've lived that experience and then can give that advice. I think that's a really powerful and beautiful thing as well. So Now, just for our last little bit, you've touched on the pageantry in the last question. So, can you give us a snapshot of kind of what these last 2 years have looked like for you? What kind of organizations have you worked with, your platform, how you're using your voice to for the greater good?
Sure. So I found Queen of the World and they welcomed me in and it was so surreal. Like I felt out of place because I didn't know what to expect. The first pageant I won first runner up and all the other women, they were doing this since they were 6 years old. And here I am just going with my heart. And from that moment, I knew this is what I wanted and this is where I wanted to be. Like Queen of the World is all about celebrating your own beauty and celebrating your uniqueness. And I feel like that to me is the perfect fit. And everyone welcomes each other. I was very nervous because I am 40 years old going in a suit on stage because I had two C-section scars and I'm like, what am I going to do? So my coach was just like, you know what? Just show it. This is a safe place. This is what Queen of the World is all about. This is what you are all about. Just own it. And I did. And that is what made me feel so empowered because here I am. I'm showing the world literally what I'm all about and sharing my journey on stage. And that was so uplifting and so powerful, such a powerful moment. So after I left the first pageant, the USA pageant, I was like, I'm coming back. This is where I want to be. If I don't make it this time, I'm going to try out next year. Um, and lo and behold, like I won, but I felt like the second pageant was different than the first one because the first one, I'm nervous. I'm just trying to get through. And this time, I felt at peace. My interview, I felt at peace because I was just telling them what I've been doing my whole life because I was doing the things that pageant girls do without the crown. So it was kind of easy for me to step into that role. Um, but it has just been a whirlwind of amazing opportunity ever since May. And it's going so fast. So I'm just soaking everything in, enjoying everything, and trying to make the best and the most out of this reign because it's only for 1 year and it goes so fast. And I'm trying to leave a legacy of impact. And I want to be the best queen that I can be. And I think that's so important. Like, don't measure yourself to others, measure yourself to be the best version of you. And I just wish that I knew this earlier in life, but it's better late than never. So, like, making sure that my children understand that as well.
No. So,
Then, can I tell you about all the work and stuff that I've been
yes,
doing?
please go for it.
So I was telling you briefly about my money mindset program, teaching teens and preteens, and I reached over 6,000 students this year. I took this over to Africa, to Sierra Leone, and I reached over 180 women to become micro entrepreneurs. And when I would walk through that open air market and see them standing tall and selling their goods, like it was the best feeling possible. I'm going back in March again to recruit more women to kind of like foster the women that I've been working with. We chat all the time on the WhatsApp. So I'm there, helping them through the tough times because being a business owner is so stressful. So, especially some of these women, they didn't even know how to like make change and stuff like that. So, teaching them like how to buy and sell goods to make a profit. Like it's just amazing to see them thrive, especially in Africa. It's hard for them to be a provider. So they can go out on their own and start making that money for the family, making the money for their children. So it's just so amazing. And then when I was over there, I also brought my Boston Beauty over and I went to an orphanage. And these teens and preteens, they never saw makeup before. So it was such a humbling experience to show them how to put the makeup on. Some of them were scared of it. And we did each other's nails. They never saw nail polish before. It was so amazing. I still keep in contact with them today, and I'm going back over to visit them as well. And then my daughter, I got her into pageantry. So her and I are raising money for a playground in Uganda and dedicating this playground in Uganda. So we have a full year of service and it's been so rewarding.
Wow. So many different amazing things that you're doing, so many different amazing causes. You truly are beautiful and from the inside out, and we can all really see the way that you speak so passionately about everything that you're doing. And I think something that you touched on before is being empowering and also authentically yourself is something that you really value, and we can all really tell that you are embodying those values. So congratulations on everything that you're doing. You really are
Yeah.
the queen of the world.
So much.
No, of course. No, it's been so amazing to chat to you today. So, just for our last little segment, can you just tell everybody how did bullying kind of shape the person that you are today? Going through those challenges, how has that shaped the woman that you are now? And how does that kind of differ from the person that you were before?
I believe that being bullied made me so much more compassionate
Mm.
and love to service others. So I am a salon owner and master stylist, and on my days off, I have a program. It's called Cuts That Care. And I go around and I cut unsheltered people's hair, homeless people's hair, and I give them dignity bags. And they're like necessity items, hairbrush, shampoo, conditioner, mouthwash, toothpaste, toothbrush. And they are so grateful. And it's just, they get bullied all the time. And what really resonated with me the other day, I was doing a haircut. He was maybe like 23. He was a younger guy. And I was asking him, like, how was your day? What did you do? Have you seen your family? Where are you from? And he just started crying, like all the tears. And I was like, what's wrong? I wiped his tears away. I gave him a hug, and he was like, ever since being homeless, you were the first person that treated me and acted like I was a human being. He's like, so thank you so much. And we just like embraced. It's the little things. Like this is more than just haircut. This is making him be seen, be heard. And everyone has a right to feel loved. It doesn't matter where you come from or where you're going. Everyone deserves to be loved. And I feel like bullying, they get bullied all the time. And it's sad. So anywhere I can be a shining light, that is what I feel like I'm brought on this earth to do. Because if I wasn't bullied, I wouldn't be doing these things that I have been doing in the community. And everyone deserves to be shown kindness. And that's what I plan to do.
Wow, that's amazing. There is definitely a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's what you choose to do with it. And, kind of even having this conversation today, but so many different things that you're doing to really empower and kind of mold the next generation, as you were saying way earlier in our interview, is yeah, so empowering and so beautiful and so amazing. I'm just obsessed with everything that you're doing. So keep going, and yeah, you definitely are changing so many people's lives, even if it is just the small things. So congratulations. It's been so amazing to chat to you today. Thank you so, so much for jumping on. I know that sharing
Thank you.
little things with everybody is really going to make an impact in somebody's life, even if it is just one person. So, just for our last little bit, can you just tell everybody where we can find you?
So my Instagram is Mrs. Queen of the World 2025. My salon Instagram is glamourroom.bcouture. And my website is www.glamourroom.com. So if you want a haircut, I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'll pop those all in the description link for everybody as well. But again, thank you so much for coming on today, Bobbi.